Hare Krishna. So we welcome all the devotees for today's morning session and continuation of our Bhagavad Gita, study of the Bhagavad Gita. Currently we are in Bhakti Yoga section, and that is our prime topic, chapter 7 to 12. Currently we have, by the Acharyas and Lordship's mercy, we have tried to complete 7th and 8th chapters. Today we'll be beginning 9th chapter. Before I begin, I would express my deepest gratitude unto His Grace Kanai Krishna Prabhu, His Grace Chaitanya Prabhu, His Grace Radhesham Prabhu, and all the Bhakti Shastri teachers who have taught us, and unto one's own spiritual master, and to Srila Prabhupada and the previous Acharyas, and unto their lordships, because this is the direct song of the Lord, was in a very short, he has given the subject matter for the whole, for the living entities in the material existence, for them to reconnect themselves to the Supreme Lord and rejoin Him into the spiritual world. Although He gave it in 700 verses, it takes so many personalities in between to understand His words because of the, at least for me, because of the Kali Yuga memory, because of the conditionings. So that's why I pay obeisances with all these personalities in my life. I'm thankful to all of you for bearing with me. There can be better teachers and better, but there's an opportunity for me as a service. So I am grateful to all of you that for your patience to bear with me. Hare Krishna. So, this is a beautiful verse glorifying Gita. All of you know from Gita Mahatmya. That is, Prabhupada quotes many Gita Mahatmya verses in Bhagavad Gita introduction. This is one of the famous verses. Malanirmochanam pumsam jalasnanam dine dine sakrit Gita-amritasnanam samsara malanashanam. So he says that Malanirmochanam pumsam jalasnanam dine dine. Right? Everybody, a person cleanses himself daily by taking bath with water. Jalasnanam dine dine. Why? Because that's how he cleans his dirt or gets rid of his ignorant state from the night's sleep, gets up, takes bath. So for multiple reasons. So Sakrat Gita-amritam snanam samsara malanashanam. But if one takes bath, even once in the sacred Ganges waters of Bhagavad Gita, like for him, the dirt of material life is altogether vanquished or extinguished. It's one get cleansed of what? The mala of material existence. That means we are conditioned by the three modes of material nature. So what is that bathing? The bathing is this, where we try to hear the song of the Lord, try to read ourselves, try to understand, contemplate, try to bring into practice, leaving the Gita. So all this involves, bathing involves everything. It's not just reading, it's just hearing it from the bona fide Sampradaya or the Acharyas or the great souls or the Vaishnavas, all this. At the same time, contemplating one's own self about what's the Lord left for me in this world, the letter of love for the living entities. And then living a life after hearing, if we have faith, we will live by it. If we don't have, it will be remaining in the memory or in one's intelligence to speak it out to others. But if we have heard the words, if you have faith in the words, we would like to live a life with those words. So that's the glory of it. That's how the glory of Bhagavad Gita is. So I have shared, I think Shantanu Prabhu might have shared this.
Yes, Guruji. I have shared.
Yes. So we are starting with chapter 9. sharing my screen, whatever I have shared to you as it is. So this is the overview of chapter 9. This is the most confidential knowledge. Rajavidya, Rajaguhya, Yoga. King of knowledge, king of the secrets. That. So here the chapter overview is flows as here. 1 to 3 here about Krishna, qualifications and disqualifications. That will be described. 4 to 10 will describe Krishna's inconceivable relationship with the material world. Inconceivable. 11 to 19 will talk about non-worshippers or worshippers. 20 to 28, it will again have a contrast between or comparing the demigod worshippers and the devotees. And finally, 29 to 34, the glories of directly worshipping Krishna or Shuddha Bhakti, like that. So this, if you see the split, more or less, even our His Grace Bhurijan Prabhu in his Surrender to Me, you all can refer it. He also gives parallel because this chapter splits, if you see, more or less is matches with seventh chapter of Bhagavad Gita. There also Krishna said, Tat Shruno, he starts with hear about me. And later, how Jnanam Vijnanam, he says, no, what do you call, the aspect I will teach you both Jnana and Vijnana. That is his relationship with the material world, that things, how he defines all that things. And there is, we saw those who want to, those who surrender to the Lord, do not surrender to the Lord. And about the demigod worshippers, how they are less intelligent, all that things. And then this aspect about the glories of Shuddha Bhakti is also spoken. So then what is the difference? The difference is simple. That is what you call. That was more confidential knowledge. This is most confidential knowledge. The basic thing is the topics may remain same, but you see the title may remain similar or almost, but the depth increases. That's how you will find the depth increases. Here, some more depth. Here about something more. You see qualifications and disqualifications. Oh, my relationship with the material world. There he defined just like, okay, this is my external energy, this is my thing. But here again, he will tell how he is present, some more depth. Again, worship. So he will go into the deep aspect of it. And more Shuddha Bhakti aspect will come out in this chapter. That's why, in one sense, this middle chapters are essence of the Bhagavad Gita. In that also, ninth chapter is considered the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. It's not. So essence, 9th and 10th chapters, you will find that these are the essence. Again, essence of the essence of the essence, like that. So that's how. So let's begin with. Yeah, all of you are able to see the screen.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Idam tute guhyatamam pravikshami anasuyave jnanam vijnana sahitam yajnatva mokshase subhat. Okay. May I request, yeah. Let me take somebody who is not speaking. Okay. Prabhu Sumukha Vishnu Prabhu. Can you just read, Prabhu?
Translation. Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most confidential knowledge and realization, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of the material existence.
Yeah. So, Sri Bhagavan. You see, this chapter again, if you see in the 8th chapter, Krishna explained. Yesterday we saw that different paths. And finally, in different paths, he explained Devayan, Pitrayan. And then finally, the devotees, they don't have to follow any path. The Ananya Bhaktas. So Krishna explained that his devotees, They have to just fixed solely upon him, Ananya, without deviation on anything else or anybody else. Surpasses both the paths, and he reaches him. So in this chapter, Krishna, without even prompted by Arjuna, without even Arjuna questioning anything, he starts explaining the Ananya Bhakti topic, or the most confidential topic. So there is nothing, it's a continuation that Krishna spoke. And Krishna told about the two paths and glorified is that all the benefits that one will achieve, Vedeshu, Vedeshu, Yajneshu, Tapeshu, Tapasu, like that, all that. The things he said, Daneshu, and all that. What are phalas you'll get? Oh, my devotee will easily achieve, and much more than that. Like that he says, and then he says that idam viditva, he says that knowing all these things from the past, he will achieve the param. Like that, continuing of that same theme. Okay, what is that? What is that? That is this Ananya Bhakti that he's opening up more in this chapter. So like that. So that aspect is opening up. So what is he saying? Guhyatamam. Idam tu te guhyatam. Pravikshami. I will speak to you, O Arjuna, this guhyatamam knowledge. What do you call it? Most confidential knowledge. Guhyatamam. So this is a superlative degree. That means what? There is something called guhya, there is something called guhyatara, and this is called guhyatama, or guhyatama, or guhyatama. Here it is. Pravikshami, Krishna is saying, I will speak to you that. And so, that what will I got? Jnana Vijnana Saitam. Again, this word is coming. That's why I said it is in parallel. Both. Jnana Vijnana. Jnana refers to his, and one aspect, like Prabhupada says, theoretical, and then practical, or you can say that realized knowledge. And another understanding of Jnana Vijnana, we know that is his Aishwarya aspect has been spoken. Aishwarya is Jnana, is his relationship with this material world, and how does he deal with it, his Aishwarya aspect, and his dealing with the living entities in this material world, all that. Jeev, Jagat, and Jagadish, like that. Whereas Vijnana aspect is his, it's more sweeter aspect of his pastimes or his Shuddha Bhakti related things. That thing also he will speak like that. Sahitam both. Knowing that, what will happen? Knowing that Yat Jnatva Moksha Shaya Subha. You will, what will happen? Oh, you will develop devotion for me, pure devotion, and then you will be not having any, what do you call, Ashubha. They say that you will not undergo the tribulations of this material existence. You will feel free from. So here, then the qualification is this. He says, why, Arjuna, that I can speak to you openly everything? Because Anasuya, you are Anasuya. Asuya is envy. Anasuya means non-envy. So this is the qualification of Arjuna. Oh, and this is a qualification for understanding even Gita. We saw in the past, previous chapter also, in the purpose, a little faith. And there should not be, it starts with a little faith means what? Yeah, he is ready to at least open up. Because if somebody is having asuya, he doesn't want to hear the glories of other person. He doesn't want to hear. It's like that. So 1, 2, 3 covers this first aspect, what we want to talk, that is, hear about Krishna. Krishna is telling qualifications. He'll speak more. Okay, so please continue to read.
The very beginning of Bhagavad Gita, the first chapter, is more or less an introduction to the rest of the book. And in the second and third chapters, the spiritual knowledge described is called confidential.
Okay, that is called Guhya actually. I was saying, Krishna said that here he is saying Guhya Tamam. So that is Guhya. Can anybody say what is that spiritual knowledge that was described in second and third chapters, or in that sense? What is that? The basic thing that was understood in the chapter. Yes, Asim Prabhu.
second chapter conveyed that we are not this body, we are the spirit soul.
That's it. That's it. That is sufficient enough. Basically, the theme is mainly make it first very clear. What is that? We are not the body, we are the soul. And all other, the Sankhya, that aspect has been told from 2 point, I think, 11 till 30th verse. All that aspect is made very clear in that. What is that? That is Guya. Means, first of all, to know that I am not the body, I am the soul, that itself is confidential. Because in this world, many people do not accept that fact only. So that thing is made very clear by Krishna in the beginning, in this chapter. So that is he is referring to the Guya aspect of it. Okay, please go ahead.
Topics discussed in the 7th and 8th chapters are especially related to devotional service, and because they bring enlightenment in Krishna consciousness, they are more confidential.
Yeah, this is
But
Guhyatara. Just talking about Guhyatara. Means little more than we heard about what do you call mixed devotional service there. That aspect started. So the hints of devotional service and the more the bhakti, although it is coming in the section of Bhakti Yoga, but that prominence, what which is going to come in 9th chapter, more about Shuddha Bhakti, more deeper aspects, were seen in a preliminary stage in the 7th and the 8th chapters. We have gone through it, right? So that aspect is more than what is you're not the body or the soul. There we saw the aspects of the how one has to Deviyesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Turatyaya, and little deeper aspects understanding, and then taking surrender of the Supreme to Lord, who surrender, who do not surrender, and deeper aspects that we saw. Huyatara, like that. Now the 9 chapters, Krishna is saying. Okay, please read.
but the matters which are described in the 9th chapter deal with unalloyed pure devotion. Therefore, this is called most confidential.
Yeah, here it is Guhya. This most confidential word has come. You see, this is Guhyatamam. That's what it has been referring to. Prabhupada is taking those words. That is Guhyatamam, because it will be more describing about unalloyed pure devotional service. As the chapter unfolds, we'll see that. And Prabhupada writes here, one who is situated in the most confidential knowledge of Krishna is naturally transcendental. He therefore has no material pangs, that is Ashubhat, although he is in the material world. That means what? Even when we are in the material world, if we are very much connected to the Supreme Lord, to this supreme knowledge, one can be free from the pangs of material distress. That's what it is. Okay. Okay. Please continue to read this.
Now, this first verse has specific significance. The words idam jnanam, this knowledge, refers to pure devotional service, which consists of 9 different activities: hearing, chanting, remembering, serving, worshipping, praying, obeying, maintaining friendship, and surrendering everything.
Yeah. So this is talking about this knowledge. This is calling this jnana is bhakti actually, Shuddha Bhakti. That's what it is. Sometimes as soon as we hear the word, we always think about jnani or merging. No, no, knowledge is a general word many times. Knowledge means that which is not known becomes known. That is a general definition. That which is, what is knowledge? Even in the material world, we say knowledge. What is it? You are studying engineering. That which engineering which you have just entered, which you don't know, become known when you hear from the teachers. It's as simple as that. Like that. So we say that children are given knowledge. Huh? This is a cat. This is a bat. What does it mean? It is pointed out. He didn't knew it previously. He's pointed out, given the knowledge. This is what it is. So for him, it becomes knowledge. It's as simple as that, firstly. But in the deeper understanding of what is knowledge, then we see that, okay, what knowledge we are talking, whether it is talking about body soul, whether it is talking about Brahma Gyan, whether it is which knowledge is talking about. So that we have to see whether it is talking about bhakti. Bhakti also we'll understand through bhakti knowledge. So that has to be very clear. So as soon as we say Shuddha Bhakti, immediately pure devotional service means yes. Shranam Kirtam Vishnu Smaran Pada Sevanan Archana Vandam Dasan. This is very clear. So please read.
By the practice of these 9 elements of devotional service, one is elevated to the spiritual consciousness, Krishna consciousness. When one's heart is thus cleansed of devo-
Cleared
yes,
off.
when one's heart is cleared of material contamination, one can understand the science of Krishna. Simply to understand that a living entity is not material is not sufficient.
Yeah. Just to understand at a certain stage what you call, I'm not the body, I'm the soul. Yeah, it is a preliminary understanding. But after that, one has to understand, I'm not the body, I'm the soul. Okay. Now what I'm supposed to do as a soul? That is the next question. That's why we don't limit ourselves to understand we are not the body. Okay, that has to be there very much consciously in our this thing. I'm not the body. But we go much more beyond that understanding. But there are certain paths just to realize that I am not the body, I am the soul. They live a life completely. Life completely on that path. Sometimes just I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not this, I'm not this, nothing belongs to me, and all that things. So much negation, so many paths. So whereas we have the positive aspect of, okay, I'm not the body, I'm the soul. So more I become, I'm servant of Krishna, and much more than that is, what is that soul? The soul is servant of Krishna, and start engaging ourselves even in this conditioned stage at the activities of the soul. That is very much conducive for our spiritual nature. That is very much welcoming. So that's how it is. So that's why Prabhupada is saying it's not just sufficient to know that we are not the body or soul. We should know it, but then act upon that knowledge. Start taking it seriously. So that is required. Okay. This Anasuya, I think. Prabhupada takes it and yeah, please read it.
The Sanskrit word Anasuyave in this verse this is also very significant. Generally, the commentators, even if they are highly scholarly and are all envious of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even the most erudite scholars write on Bhagavad Gita very inaccurately because they are envious of Krishna. Their commentaries are useless. The
Commentaries.
commentaries given by the devotees of the Lord are bona fide. No one can explain Bhagavad Gita or give perfect knowledge of Krishna if he is envious. One who criticizes the character of Krishna without knowing him is a fool. So such commentaries should be very carefully avoided.
For one who understands that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the pure and transcendental personality, these chapters will be very helpful. So yes, one should be non-envious in understanding Krishna. That was the qualification of Arjuna. When it is referring to Arjuna, in turn it is referring to all of us also. In order to understand the subject matter of Krishna, one should be free from envy towards the Lord and his devotees. So because we may say that, anyway, Lord is not there, I am not envious of the Lord. Oh, but his representatives are there. Its representatives are there all around. We have Guru, we have senior Vaishnavas and all that. So one should not be envious. Otherwise, how will be the subject matter come in? If one is envious of one Guru only, what will he understand? What will he? Material subjects may one may understand it because it doesn't need what you call such kind of surrender, such kind of this thing. One may make it up. Even nowadays, people hardly refer to any material guru. That's why they don't carry any respect for them also. But spiritual science will not seep in until and unless there is surrender unto the lotus feet of spiritual master. This subject, Krishna doesn't, because Krishna has given that authority to his representatives. And to the degree we are non-envious, you find the subject matter sinks in very nicely. To the degree we have enviousness, we are this thing, to that degree it becomes very difficult. We may understand the words, we may understand this thing, but practice cannot be strong. The realizations may not come up. One may be able to manage the things, but the deep sinking will happen only when we are. So that's why one should not be envious about the law. And envy is a natural tendency of the conditioned soul in this material world. I will not call it, it is not natural in that sense, but in the sense of in a conditioned state. But once get knowledge, one has come above tamas. One was understood, and one has come into light. One has understood tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. When one understands that aspect, then one has to leave certain obstacles or habits or thought process which is obstructing in the path of devotional service. So that is very important for us. So this is also the qualification that is mentioned in this verse is what Krishna is saying. I will speak to you. Jnana Vijnana Sahitam, because of which you will be free from the material existence or free from the suffering of the material existence, even while living. So, but Anasuya, the qualification is adding is Anasuya. Disqualification he will add later, but before that, he will glorify the subject matter. That is the 9th chapter or coming ahead the chapters. This is how the title of the chapter also goes from this. Raja Vidya Rajaguyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyakshaavagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartum Avyayam. This is a famous verse. This is just only the adjectives glorifying. Okay. May I request Shrikar Prabhu?
Translation. This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perfection of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and it is joyfully performed.
Joyfully performed. So he's using all Raja Vidya, king of education, king of the knowledge. So many Vidyas are there, but the topmost Vidya is this Raja Vidya. That is Bhakti. It is going to about knowledge about Bhakti. Or another meaning is Raja Vidya. That which even the kings have it, even though the kings want to have it. Like that. And then Raja Guhyam is a king of the secrets. It's confidential. We have seen that Krishna Chakra Thakur's Shuddha Bhakti is having its king of the secrets, something confidential. It has to be something very valuable. It has to be protected. It has to be given that secrecy, that pavitram. It is, we'll see that. So it is pure. Uttamam. It is Uttama. It is greatest in that sense. Uttam. Pratyakshavagamam. Not only just it is theoretical, but it is practical. One can experience this. One can experience this. Dharmya, it is highest of all the dharmas. This is the highest of the dharma. Yes, dharma means Savai Pumsam Paro Dharma Yato Bhakti Radokshasi Ahituki At Pratyata Eyatma Suprasiddhati. The highest dharma is this. In the words of Dharma, this is the highest. Susukham. It's not only sukha. When you practice it is great experiencing and one feels happiness. Kartum avyayam. One is practicing avyayam. It is indestructible. Like that. So Krishna speaks these words. Everlasting. So it's not just ending. Okay, because some other processes, their practice, their means and ends are different. Means is they practice something here, end is something there. Whereas for us practicing avyaya means whatever we are practicing right now, tomorrow we will be practicing the same thing, but with much more realization and much more purified heart. And even after one leaves this body, one continues one's spiritual life because we are spiritual beings. Like that, one gives up one material life, one continues to live one's spiritual life. So like that, he glorifies. These are all glorifying this knowledge, the effect of this knowledge and this knowledge. So I did not highlight it. You can read this. Please read this.
Yes, bro. This chapter of Bhagavad Gita is called the king of education because it is the essence of all doctrines and philosophies explained before. Among the principal philosophers in India are Gautama,
Kanad,
Kanada, Kapila, uh,
Yajnavalkya,
Yagnyavalkya,
Shandilya,
Shandilya, and
Vaishvanar.
Vaishvanara. And finally, there is Vyasadeva, the author of the Vedanta Sutra. So there is no dearth of knowledge in the field of philosophy or
Transcendental knowledge.
transcendental knowledge. Now the Lord says that this ninth chapter is the king of such knowledge, the essence of all knowledge that can be derived from the study of the Vedas and different kinds of philosophy.
Yeah, so that is the first aspect Prabhupada is addressing. Yeah, even uh, yeah, yeah. If, even about the Upanishads, we call it Sarva Upanishadoga of all the Upanishads. Gita, this is also referred to as Gita Upanishads. The essence of all the scriptures, the Dogda Gopala and Krishna is deriving itself. So in that also, Gita is already the essence of the scriptures which the Lord has spoken. Amazing. The scriptures are vast, both in what you call horizontally in terms of its vastness and in terms of its depth. And still, the Lord could bring out in 700 verses the essence of the Vedic scriptures. All glories to that Supreme Lord. And that has been given to the people of Kali Yuga at the end of the Dwapara Yuga and further. Okay. Yeah, continue. Now we'll talk about Guhya Jnana.
It is the most confidential because confidential or transcendental knowledge involves understanding the difference between the soul and the body. And the king of all confidential knowledge culminates in the devotional service.
Yeah, it's very clear. This we discussed already. It may start with first of all knowing I'm not the body, I'm the soul, and then okay, then much more. Then what is my relationship? Okay, if I'm not the body, I'm the soul. Okay, how? What is this world then? Then who created this world? How I'm connected? Then that connection start. Okay, then how I'm connected to him? What is my duty towards him? Material body, we find so many duties and so many. And then what is my connection if I'm soul, part and parcel of him? How I'm connected to him? What is my duty to? All that things, ultimately it culminates in pure devotional service unto him. That's what it is. So that's why it is Guhya. Slowly, 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 slowly. When you go, Guhya means it's not that you will not understand. Krishna, I forgot to speak. In the last verse, when he says that I'll teach my confidential topics or the most confidential of them, actually, which are very hard to understand. So Krishna is actually saying, out of compassion, I will speak to you, Arjuna. But others will criticize. Why Anasuya way? Because others will criticize saying that, oh, you are praising yourself by your own powers. You are saying this powers, you are having, this whole material world is yours only. Are? So Krishna is saying that because you do not have that asuyanas, you will not question me like that because you are free of faults. You are free of faults. You are free of that enviousness. So that's why it's this subject matter for you to. That's why I can speak to you openly, very nicely. Because sometimes people even the confidential thing is given, people take it very cheaply, very cheaply. So that is what it is. Okay, please continue.
Generally, people are not educated in this confidential knowledge. They are educated in external knowledge. As far as ordinary education is concerned, people are involved with so many departments: politics, sociology, physics, chemistry, mathematics, astronomy, engineering, etc. There are so many departments of knowledge all over the world and many huge universities, but there is unfortunately no university or educational institution where the science of the spirit soul is instructed.
Oh,
Yet,
rather than first, even before speaking about what is the soul's duty or activity, first understand you are not the body, you are the soul. Even that thing is not there in current education system. I want to speak of the subject matter itself is not dealt with. So that's what Prabhupada is pointing out. When subject matter to soul itself is not there, what you will talk further things, what most confidential things you will talk. And the first confidential thing only it's not told. That you are stuck up in this world. You are not the body, you are the soul. This thing itself is not told. That's why Prabhupada says, you are MIT, but you don't know who's almighty. That's a famous statement. Yeah.
Yet the soul is the most important part of the body without the presence of the soul.
No,
Without the presence of the soul, the body has no value. Still, people are placing great stress on the bodily necessities of life, not caring for the vital soul.
Even in Great Secrets, somebody may say that, oh, now I know English. Now there are translations available. Now there are commentaries available. Now I know Sanskrit also. Uh, uh, so how does it remain confidential? I can Google it and also know it. Right? This is modern and modern kind of thought process starts with everything they feel that we can Google it. YouTube is there easily. What is it? What is the secrecy? Oh no, one will understand the subject matter. One goes. The words may be there, this may be there, but for us to understand the deeper understanding of how this will be opened up only by the gurus, by the acharyas. That will help us to understand. If Prabhupada would have not opened this much as a purport to all of us in order to understand, what would have? We would have read it, interpreted as per our own this thing. Or if we would have read a wrong interpretation, then the secret is not yet revealed to us. It's only by the mercy of the great souls that that secret aspects have been told to us, that has been given to us. It's not that one cannot approach the secret at all. No, provided we go with the right what you call process, right path, right? Like that, the secret a father tells to his son, right? Provided the son becomes obedient, constant, follows the son very father nicely. Oh, he reveals all the secrets. But right from childhood, it doesn't start revealing everything, right? As he grows, as he finds, so he reveals it. It's just an analogy I'm just giving. It's not literally you want to put it, but understanding that it is not just by reading or just by studying we will understand it. Okay, next.
The Bhagavad Gita, especially from the second chapter on, stresses the importance of the soul. In the very beginning, the Lord says that this body is perishable and that the soul is not perishable.
Yeah, Prabhu, this is basically speaking about that aspect of confidential and slowly it goes. All that therefore indicate that constitute the king of all knowledge. Yeah, this. Okay, read from here.
How can the soul, which is so active within this body, be inactive after being liberated from the body? It is always active. If it is eternal, then it is eternally active, and its activities in the spiritual kingdom are most confidential part of spiritual knowledge.
Yeah, that which has been told to us. How does the Lord deal with this thing? So that aspect has been given to us. See, all that spiritual, if you go to our Acharya's books and even if you Bhagavatam, everything, Lord is opening up. You see, who else in this world will open up his personal things? You see, people don't even open a secret, small, the nothing, like such a big thing that we carry in this world, which is so secret, but still we do not reveal. Where Lord is opening everything. The 10th canto, He's opening everything, doors of everything, His own personal life, everything is opening for the living entities, and living entities start commenting upon it, thinking that, oh, why he's doing like that, why he's doing like that, without understanding. You have to see the magnanimity of that personality. God, do anybody will say personal secrets about his and his, even in a family life, will say that what I do with my wife or what we talk together, even a perfect call, nobody, but Lord is, you see, how glorious. I mean, if you see from the Lord's point of view, and He's not feeling what will people think about me. Oh, He's giving for the mercy. This is what it is, the eternal family. And until unless it's a pure heart, we will not be able to understand. So we keep secrets in this world, but very difficult for us to disclose. But the Lord is so glorious. So how much? How much? And that confidential matters of the spiritual world are told to us. So activities, these activities of spiritual are therefore indicated here as constituting the king of knowledge. Why not? It will be king of knowledge. The most confidential part of all knowledge is like that. Yes, Prabhu. Go here for further. Now this is talking about pavitram. Pavitram idamuttamam. Because it is pure. It what do you call? Makes one pure. Even we are conditioned. All our karmas or all prarabdha, everything has been what do you call? Been finished off by practicing bhakti. Yes.
For instance, when the seed of a particular tree is sown, the tree does not appear immediately to grow. It takes some time. It is first a small sprouting plant, then it assumes the form of a tree, then it flowers and bears fruit, and when it is complete, the flowers and fruits are enjoyed by the person who has sown the seed of the tree. Similarly, a man performs a sinful act, and like a seed, it takes time to fructify. There are different stages. The sinful actions may have already stopped within the individual, but the result or fruit of that sinful action is still to be suffered. There are sins which are still in the form of seed, and there are others which are already fructified and are giving us fruit, which we are experiencing as a distress and pain.
Basically, this is talking about that sinful cycle, which one keeps on suffering. There is aprarabdha, there is bijam, kutam, and prarabdha. That one is suffering in this world. So that has been completely, as explained in the 28th. All of the engaged in pious activities become free from the duality of this. One becomes engaged. In other words, when those who are actually engaged in devotional service, this is what. So, and what happens by that is, in other words, those who are actually engaged in devotional service of this one, all are already freed from all sinful reactions, like that. So, this is that verse Prabhupada is actually explaining. Aprarabdha phalam papam kutam bijam phalon mukham kramaineva praliyate Vishnur bhakti ratatmam. Yeah. Okay, read this.
Therefore, the purifying potency of devotional service is very strong, and it is called Pavitram Uttamam, the purest. Uttama means transcendental. Tamas means this material world or darkness, and Uttama means that which is transcendental to material activities. Devotional activities are never to be considered material, although sometimes it appears that devotees are engaged just like ordinary men.
Yeah. So externally, the activities of devotional service appear similar to that an ordinary activity, but they are connected to Krishna. So they are transcendental. This part is.
Furthermore, if one engages not only in hearing but in trying to broadcast the message of devotional activities as well, or if he engages himself in helping the missionary activities of Krishna consciousness, he gradually feels spiritual progress. This advancement in spiritual life does not depend on any kind of previous education or qualification. The method itself is so pure that by simply engaging in it, one becomes pure.
Yeah, after knowing the path, one has to engage in it. Engage. That's why Prabhupada is stressing more here that if one engaging in help, that's why for us it's very important that one engage. Prabhupada has given a society, it has some mission also. 7 principles of 7 purposes of ISKCON are been given. And that one of the purposes is very clear, to distribute books and propagate this message that one has to do. So now Marathon Month, many devotees do that. So we should make sure that we involve in the missionary activities. So can anybody say what are the missionary activities as overall, as a society, what we have? Missionary activities as overall. Anyone? Missionary activities. Yeah, Anil Sahu.
Preaching, book distribution.
Okay, Mayuresh Prabhu.
Padayatra,
Nagar Sankirtan, very good. What more?
Prasadam distribution,
Very good. Yes. Yatras, yes, Prabhupada wanted that devotees come to holy places, revive the holy places. Okay. So these are some of the common activities. Okay, Asim Prabhupada, we have something to say apart from this.
Temple construction.
Yeah, temple construction, so that people. So these are some of the activities. There can be much more, but these are some of the activities where the society has to. Yes, Anadi Govind Prabhu, we have some more.
Studying Shastras and
Yeah, yeah. One is distributing books. Another is if somebody asks questions, one should be able to answer it also. Prabhupada was heavy at one time in New York, I think. He said, if whatever you do, if people ask questions, you simply say, what do you call it? I don't know what is there in the book. I'm just selling the book. He said, no, we are not sailors. We are not just selling the book. So the primarily Prabhupada said, I'm writing these books for whom? For us. First you read, you understand, and then with the same enthusiasm, with great enthusiasm, you will distribute because you know what you are giving to people. Otherwise, that enthusiasm may not be there. I mean, some may be good book distributors, no doubt about it. I'm not telling, but the enthusiasm can be doubled up. You know, I know what I got in this. Uh, there was one devotee who got what do you call it? His Sundaru, he gave, he said in bus party we gave. I see in this. I'm not remembering the Yavat, a place called near Pune. He said in book distribution in those days, he just happened to go and give a uh, easy journey to other planets to one person. He happened to be a principal of that school. One day, he read that book one day, and next day he chanted 16 notes. Until date, he's chanting 16 notes and started. And he's the principal of that school. You can imagine what an effect of Prabhupada book can bring it. He said that just by reading his book, I am very clear. He's a principal. And then he went on to become the overall, what do you call, Maharashtra government's one of the most prominent person who was indirectly connected with the education ministry. And a few years back, he brought all the principals of all the schools to NVCC to have a program for all of them. Sajid. And the school currently in which he is there, he's old, he left all everything. The school is not ready to leave him only. He said, you just be, I mean, be with us. That's it. We want you to be with us because your presence, your value, your speech, your life itself is so glorious that we want. So he's still now he goes from his just to be in the school. He's retired, but they are not able to. They are not ready to leave him. So that's how book can do to people. So. Hare Krishna. Okay. That's why missionary works has great effect. So many will be attracted by prasad, many will be attracted by temples, many will be attracted by darshan of the deity. So certain things are common to all of us that one has to what do you call involve yourself. Surely there should be what do you call apart from one's own sadhana, one's own shiksha, one's own practice, there should be surely missionary activities that we are supposed. Otherwise, how will our society expand? Simple question. How will it expand until unless we contribute? Uh, mm, Apart from one's own salvation, apart from one's own this what do you call purpose of perfection? Yes, we should help others also. That's what Prabhupada created. So yeah, one becomes pure. So yes, again he goes on telling about how Narada Muni's life story, which is there in Bhagavatam. I'm not going to that. Yeah. Yeah, basically he's telling of Pratyaksha, directly perceived. Just like we find that bhakti is so lively that we can experience. It's not that we will experience after we go to the spiritual world, something like that. No, we will experience right now. Just like we call tushti pushti shrud apayo ghasam. Like that, the verse in Bhagavatam says, was that a person is hungry. What happens? Tushti. As soon as he starts putting food, there is satisfaction. Pushti, there is nourishment. Every anughasam, every grass is taking, every morsel of food he's taking in his mouth. You see, because there is joy and satisfaction and happiness. Okay, I'm getting food. There is nourishment in the body, and there is that aspect of hunger has been, which is a suffering, has been elevated. Similarly, one who takes to practice Tushti, Pushti, and similarly, what happens one who takes to devotional service? He becomes happy. He starts experiencing Krishna to whatever degree he surrenders to different ways and means. And then he becomes renounced with all other activities. Activities like which were troubling him, the bad habits, the bad thought, everything that slowly, 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 to the degree one surrenders. There's Tushti, Pushti, and Shrudapayo. Similarly, there is that nourishment. And there is Pratyaksha. And that's how there is practical experience of this bhakti while one's practicing. So, next, this dharmyam word is, Prabhupada explains, path of religion. So, this is the ultimate dharma. Prabhupada says that the ultimatum or the ultimate purpose of religion is to love of God. Savai pumsam paro dharma yato bhakti radokshade. Ahituki apratita yayatma suprasiddhati. The definitions of para bhakti or definitions of paro dharma, the highest dharma is this thing. For one, unalloyed, uninterrupted, pure devotional service. Suprasiddhati. That will give the greatest satisfaction. Wonderful commentaries are been given in. This comes in first canto, second chapter, verse number 6. Yeah, that's what it is. Here also it's mentioned. People generally do not know the highest perfection of religion is attainment of devotion. That's what Prabhupada says. Yeah. Yeah, this is referring to avyaya aspect. As will be seen in Bhagavad Gita, actual devotional service begins after liberation. And means it continues. After one is liberated, when one is situated in a Brahman position, Brahmabhuta, one's devotional service begins. Basically, it means that one understands I am not the body, I am the soul. That itself is a Brahmabhuta stage. What you call, one realizes that yes, I am eternal servant of Krishna. So from that point of view, not that one is to become liberated. And even after one's liberated, in the sense, even one who leaves this body, okay, he continues to practice devotional service. It doesn't stop here. Yeah, so this covers all the topic of the verse in that. One more verse and then we will end it. So this is glorifying. So I just read the verse once again so that you all feel that. Raja Vidya, we discuss it. Raja Guhyam, king of the education, king of the secrets. It is purest. Thus it is transcendental. Pratyaksha, practical experience of it when we are practicing. Dharmyam, highest of the dharmas. Parodharma, beautiful. Susukham, not only happiness, great joy, blissful. Kartam avyayam, yeah. It is not limited. It is avyaya. It's just eternal. Bhakti is eternal. Bhakti is not limited. The process is not limited. That's how it is. One more verse which will talk about disqualifications. One second. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, Guruji, now.
Yes.
Sorry, actually, somehow it just hanged off. 1 minute. I'm just trying to come back. I'm not sure. So I'm sorry. It just hanged off. I don't know why. You're able to see my screen?
Yes, Guruji.
Yes, Guruji.
I'm sorry.
It is
Certain
It's
things are
zoomed.
beyond.
It is
Yeah.
zoomed actually.
Zoomed in sense.
Font is big.
Font is very big, like not the whole.
Now I am at verse number 3. Are you able to see that?
Guruji, only some portion of the verse because it is for us. It is zoomed too much.
Okay. Is it? Sure. For me, it is showing normal. 1 minute, I'll just reconnect.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, is it normal now? Hare Krishna, are you all able to hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah,
Okay.
you can try sharing, Prabhuji.
Okay, so there's some problem I'm facing. Anyway, because I want to cover this one verse because it ends with that. Again, it
Till
is
then,
showing.
same, Prabhuji.
Okay, for me it is normal. Now,
Little bit zoomed out, but still not the full verse.
can you share? You have?
Prabhuji, on this laptop I don't have right now.
Okay.
Anybody else has, they can tell maybe.
Wait a bit.
Share it the Vedabis online. Yeah.
Okay, Vedabis, if someone has, they can share.
I have fully Prabhuji. I can share.
Should I tell Tanmay Prabhu to share, Prabhuji?
Yeah, you can share.
Okay, okay. Let me give him permissions. Okay. Tanmay Prabhu, try one.
I have to stop, I think, first. Yeah. Please go ahead. Yeah. Everybody is able to see Prabhu now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Able to
Okay,
see.
please go to the verse. Okay. Ashraddhadhana Purusha Dharmasya Parantapa Aprapya Mam Nivartante Mrityu Samsara Vartmani. Okay. Tanmay, you yourself read the translation.
Those who are not faithful in this devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of enemies. Therefore, they return to the path of birth and death in this material world.
Yeah, just go to the verse. Yeah. So he's saying here, this becomes the disqualification. Go above. Go above. Understands? Go to the verse. Yeah, he says, aprapya mam nivartante. They will not achieve me. They will, what? Nivartante. But where will they go? Mrityu samsara vartmani. Again, they will come back to the, this place of birth and death. Why? Ashraddhadhana Purusha Dharmasyasya Parantapa. Because they are Ashraddha. He's clearly mentioning that, what do you call? They have this, they do not have faith upon that Purusha and towards the process of religion. So he's saying Parantapa, O killer of enemy, means basically he's referring to Arjuna, saying that they do not have that. So that means faith is most important aspect in the practice of bhakti. You cannot undo with it. You have to do with it. Yes, start reading, come down. I myself will read because I know where to read it. Okay. The faithless cannot accomplish this process of devotion service. That is the purport of this verse. So question comes is then how to develop one's faith? Faith is created by association with devotees. That is how Prabhupada is clearly mentioning. How we get the faith? If you are with the people of faith, you develop that faith. You find that if you are people with those who are faithless, they create unnecessary doubts. Initially, when we all know that when we are initially coming into practice of our Krishna consciousness, because we are not completely we little bit have come into the spiritual life. At the same time, we have old friends who are some of maybe atheists, some may not agree with these ideas and all. Our faith goes on dwindling here and there, here and there, here and there. To the degree more association we take of the devotees, our faith starts becoming strong. Yes, what I'm practicing is right. Whatever this personality is saying. Because faith is what which one lives with this in this world, right? With this world. So if you keep in the faith in the devotees, faith in the scriptures, because and then putting faith in devotees means it's right. It's starting faith on the process, faith on the scriptures, faith on the spiritual master, faith on the deities. Everything starts coming into picture. It's not just faith, association of devotees, just in the devotees. No, it's a whole process altogether. Unfortunate people, even after hearing all the evidence of Vedic scriptures from great personalities, still they have no faith in God. That we saw. Some people who do not surrender. Naradhama, Maya, Pratagnana. They have knowledge. They have, sometimes they might have heard also. There are scholars. Those, even what we have not read our own Acharya scriptures, the people there are in the foreign land who have done PhDs in Jiva Goswami, Shandarbhas and all those things. But then they should be like Jiva, then he should be another Goswami for us, to be frank with. But what he has done, he has produced thesis, he has won some awards and all that thing. You ask them, they will quote verses. You ask them, they will explain the subject matter. But see their lifestyle, but they are not devotees. That's how it is. Because he may have done as a PhD, but he doesn't have faith upon that things. That's it. It's a matter of, for him, it's a matter of PhD thesis. That's it. Whereas the devotees may also do PhD thesis, but with a purpose to glorify Krishna. There are many devotees even in our ISKCON society. They have done PhDs, and particularly in subject matter of even with respect to our own Acharya's books and this thing, but with a purpose to even on the scholarly world to bring them to the point of faith. They are hesitant and constantly stay fixed in the constantly they are hesitant and cannot stay fixed in devotional service to the Lord. Thus, faith is the most important factor for progressing in devotional service. All of us know that. Ado Shraddha, Tata Sadhu Sangha, Tata Bhajan Kriya, then Anartha Nivritti, Nishta. All these are nothing but from this level to this level. From initial faith, komal faith, or weak faith, or till the implicit faith. So this is actually, all steps are nothing but faith only. More you know Krishna, more you surrender your faith upon him. And the ultimate faith is prema. But yes, this is what it is. Okay. So that's why it says, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that faith is complete conviction that simply by serving the Supreme Lord, Shri Krishna, one can achieve all perfection. Shraddha, Shabde, Vishwasa, Sudhrida Nishchay. That's Sudhrida Nishchay. Krishna Bhakti Kaila Sarva Kramata. If I do Krishna Bhakti, everything is done. That faith has to be there. You cannot give an how. You cannot ask in that how. That's an internal faith. That yes, if I do it. Why? Proof is great souls. Prabhupada himself has shown through his life and many others. But in your life, you should have that faith also. The faithless cannot accomplish this process of devotion service. That is okay. That is done. Please come down. Yeah, come down. More. More. Therefore, here, just to point out, therefore, after reading Bhagavad Gita, one should promptly come to the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. One should give up all other engagements and adopt the service of the Supreme Lord, Krishna, the personality of God, at Sarva Dharman Pariteja. If one is convinced of this philosophy of life, that is faith, Prabhupada is saying. So one should have faith in the words of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. That's why this reading of Bhagavad Gita should not be for knowledge. This should be more to have reinforce our yes, for knowledge, yes, we understand what Krishna is talking and all that. That is very good. But apart from that, most is for the conviction that yes, whatever Krishna is saying is true about this world or about him, about this thing. And that's why it gives me conviction. And I want to live by the words of the Supreme Lord. How? You see, we are living in this world, so much of material knowledge. We are living on their life. They are promising so much of material happiness. So we are ready to put faith upon the the material knowledge and live by it. how much we should put the faith upon the words of the Lord to live a spiritual life? Think about it. Think about it. Yes. This whole, now just I will read throughout because it is so beautifully Prabhupada has written. I'll read, just pay attention. In 2 minutes, I will complete this reading. Now, the development of that faith is the progress of Krishna consciousness. There are 3 divisions of Krishna consciousness men, all of you know that. In the 3rd class are those who have no faith or komal faith, that are the neophyte. Even if they are officially engaged in devotional service, they cannot achieve the highest perfection stage. Most probably they will slip after some time. They may become engaged, but because they haven't complete conviction and faith, it is very difficult for them to continue in Krishna consciousness. So one should not continue to remain at this stage in practice of Krishna. They may come, live for some time, but after some time, that's why we should come in our practice of Krishna consciousness to such a level that, okay, at least figure it out. Do not figure it out within few months. Figure it out, at least stay for a few years and read the whole scriptures and then take a decision. Definitely it is guaranteed one faith will increase. But just see, coming, honoring prasad, these things are good. There's no doubt about it. That is adding what you call credit. But you see that to carry it long, you need faith. And that faith will come to the reading of scriptures and continuing to association with the devotees and practicing everything. It will not come just by, okay, that because many people come and eat FFL prasad, they will do everything. But how many stick? Those who stick, those who are sticking. That's why we should not become, we should become lambi race ka ghoda, it is said. Not like full jadi and like just for a few years make a show and then finish. Somebody is leaving means his faith is at question. No, he may have issues with so many other things. That is different thing. Faith is there, then he may leave only devotion service. So Prabhupada is writing, you see, we have practical experience in discharging our missionary activities that some people come and apply themselves to Krishna consciousness with some hidden motives. And as soon as they are economically a little well situated, they give up this process and take to their old ways again. You see, that means Prabhupada is pointing out. This is very clearly, Prabhupada is directly writing in the purport. Initially, we may come, I'm now say, who comes with a pure motive? We may come with different motives, no problem. But after reading scriptures, after reading this thing, one has to understand and change one's motives. Come to the right motive, come to the right conclusion. That is the meaning. It is only by faith that one can advance in Krishna consciousness. As far as the development of faith is concerned, one who is well versed in the literatures of devotion, as far as development of faith is concerned, how that faith will increase, one is well versed in literatures of devotional service and has attained the stage of firm faith, is called a first class person in Krishna consciousness. And in the second class, those who are not very advanced in understanding devotional service, but who are automatically have firm faith that Krishna Bhakti or service to Krishna is the best course, and so in good faith have taken it up. So first person is the neophyte. He may have no faith, very less faith, and hardly knowledge of the scriptures. Second level may not have complete knowledge of the scripture, but faith is very strong. Madhyamadhikari. And Uttamadhikari, faith is also strong, and the scriptures, complete knowledge of the scriptures. So thus they are superior to the third class, who are neither perfect knowledge of the scriptures nor good faith, but by association and simplicity are trying to follow. For the hope for the third classes, they continue to the association of devotees, reading scriptures, and then slowly they will also get away with their komal shraddha and komal faith actually. And the knowledge aspect will improve. The third class person in Krishna consciousness may fall down, but when one in the second class, he does not fall down. You see, for that means Prabhupada is saying at least we should come to the level of Madhyamadhikari. And for the first class person in Krishna consciousness, there is no chance of falling down. Question. One in the first class will surely make progress and achieve the results at the end. As far as third class person in Krishna consciousness, although he has faith in the conviction that devotional service Krishna is very good, he has not yet gained adequate knowledge of Krishna through the scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. See? our faith will increase if we deep dive into the scriptures. For us, Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam is very much required. Very much required. Sometimes these third-class persons in Krishna consciousness have some tendencies, you see, tendencies towards karma yoga and jnana yoga, and sometimes they are disturbed. But as soon as the infection of karma yoga, jnana yoga is vanquished, they become second class or first class. See, these may be also the tendencies, or this may be also the reasons for which they don't have faith. Because sometimes people come with different backgrounds. Yeah, they come to Krishna consciousness, they love Krishna, but continue to do with their own. हमारे गांव में ये भी होता है, हमारे गांव में उनकी भी पूजा होती है. They will do at their home all that things also. This that is not a sign of faith. People want to continue with their old things also and add Krishna also. That is good as an encouragement that we say on a practical level to people. But over a period of time, one should understand what I'm supposed to follow ultimately and what I'm supposed to leave ultimately in order to achieve Krishna. Faith in Krishna is also divided in 3 stages and described. And this is described in Bhagavatam. First class attachment, second class attachment, third class attachment. All explained in Bhagavatam in the 11th canto. Yeah, this also is explained. Come down. Those who have no faith, even after hearing about Krishna and the excellence of devotional service, who think that it is simply eulogy. And some people don't have faith means too much exaggeration. Too much eulogy means too much exaggerate. हर चीज के लिए लोग इतना बोल देते हैं. Doesn't have faith. Find the path very difficult. Even if they are supposedly engaged in devotional service. For them, there is a very little hope of gaining perfection. Means this category of people may come to devotional service and after hearing so many scriptural words, rather than getting so much hope in devotional service, I think so much it is promise has been given. If I just have to practice sincerely, people think that too much बोल रहे हैं. ऐसा कैसे होता है? ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? Like that, people keep on questioning, doubt. Mahaprabhu went and just said holy name and everybody. ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है यार? काले होली नेम दिया तो सभी भक्त बन गए. आज क्यों नहीं दिखते हैं? You see in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna's Kaviraj, one who does not have faith in this, he says that he's offensive, or practically he says he's doomed. He doesn't have faith in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities. Thus, faith is very important in the discharge of devotional service. So that's why. So first verse talks about the glory and the qualification, anasuya. The third verse talks about what do you call ashraddha. It's an ashraddha. So that Purusha who has ashraddha, and then the middle glorifies about the what do you call glories of this knowledge. Sorry, I took a little overtime today. Beg forgiveness for that. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Hare Krishna. So if those who have to leave, they can leave for their things to be. And anybody has any questions? Okay, seems no questions today. Fine. Thank you so much, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.
Jai.
I'm also happy because I'll get to hear Sarvabhauma Prabhu's classes is starting in temple. Thank you. Because you all can take advantage of it also. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.